Okay. Got it. Okay. So everybody's here? Okay, great. We're going to talk about first thing is the art of rubbing, ink rubbing or 传踏. It's a very classical form of transmit cultural relics and study antiques. Starting from the Song Dynasty, we have a term called archaeology, 考古. It's not the same as the modern science, but it's a study of antiquity or ancient, basically the relics of ancient times. So they have developed like a 考古图, these catalogs of bronze and stones and jade, but they don't have any photography. So what they do is to create rubbings. And I happen to be a specialist, an expert in this field, and it requires special. Let me get some prints. I took a brush. Okay, sorry. let me show you some pictures first. This is a photo album I received from my last experience in Quzhou, the hometown of the founding emperors of dynasty, Han Dynasty's founding father. It's buried in, I think not the emperor itself, the princess. So this is one of the Grand Prince tomb we digged in the year of 1986. Okay, I came to this country in 1 year later, 1987. So this is my last excavation tomb. I participated, and I was the photographer. This is me in the classroom. You can see it. Okay, let me see this way. Yeah, this is my classroom. My students, they are among the crew with local museum workers, and this is me reading a local newspaper published, and this is my colleague. I'll just go quickly into I'll just show you the scale of this tomb. It's a prince tomb built in a stone mountain, and you can see these figurines much smaller scale than the soldiers, the famous what is it called, the first emperor's tomb, the warriors of the Qin dynasty, but they are the same kind of function. These are silver, like servants, buried in the side chambers, and on the doorway. Anyway, let me jump to what we found in this tomb. Like we found the gold, like these, and there's some jade elements in the tomb, like on the sword maybe, and some other pieces. Also bronze seal, and this door, like a handle, right? Okay, So for you won't really appreciate the pattern on this, right? It has a nice pattern, and you can see the actual scale and exactly a rubbing of it. I was a member of the 南京大学历史研究所的 Research Institute, History Research Institute in Nanjing University. I was a faculty before I come to this country. So this is the envelope, and this is the same object you see in this picture. So you can feel the texture today. Even it's embossed, like, okay. Basically, this method is the opposite of guiltats. Guiltats, you put ink directly on the object, and you make a print with a plain piece of paper. We do not touch the do not put ink on the relics, the objects. Instead, we put the paper on top of it, and then use a pad made of silk, wax paper, and traditionally cotton. But I use a special heavier stuffing minute, which makes much dear copies. That's why I'm proud to say I'm a specialist. I'm the best. I teach people how to do this. Teach students how to do this. I learned from a local hobbyist. He did some amazing work on Han tombstone in a school. They put this. The school site is happened to be another Han tomb, and they have this kind. It's a large piece of stone stele, and with decorative margins like this beautiful horse. Right? This is a life size, okay. But this the children has been using that as a playground, so it's barely visible. However, with my special pad that I developed, I saw that guy because I was trying to make the same copy, but it turned out very blurry. No line, no hard definition. Everything, including the ground, is like a gray. So he showed me his special pad, which is heavy, not like a piece of sponge. You will hear pop, 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 pop. It sank into the relief, so it get this kind of with the gravity, you get heavier ink on the embossed part, the relief, and the ink actually is even. So it's amazing how to do that. I will give you a class, maybe if you have chance on this later. Just do how would I do a fish rubbing, let's see if you have any interest. And now I also have many other small objects, just like the size of a leaf, or this jade elements you see earlier. That's the kind of jade piece. And we have two styles of the same object. You can get a dark copy, which we call it gold, black gold style. And we also have a light, like a high key version. Let me see, this is black gold. I think I have, oh, this one is almost like that. This is the back side. Yeah, black gold is more solid. And I think I have one, maybe I didn't. But let me just make a assumption, like if you only do like a half tone, it will be called the Shigada wing style versus the black style, black gold style, just 残意, like a translucent style. This two actually could be this one's close to the Shigada wing style. So you use dark ink, but the intensity varies. If you stamp more longer time with ink, you'll get darker copies. So there is a very subjective approach, just like how you control your photography as your camera's settings. Like you can do a high key, a low key, so I'm sure with the same object or same leaf that we're going to stamp, everybody will get the different result. It's still has room for creation. So can you use color? Yes, but not in the academic world. In the tourism stores, in like a souvenir stores, you can get a hand stone rubbing, but I highly doubt it's from the original. They probably duplicate with the wood or something. You can see this hand tomb brick. I think maybe it's stone. Yeah, stone. Actually, stone. Hand stone carving painting. Actually, it's a rubbing. Yeah. There it record of their entertainment activities, party activities, and so on. This is a jogger. You can see just to show you. Okay. So you can use colors, and they don't have to be very flat. You may have a question, can I get it flat? Yes, we can mount it to make it perfectly flat, but I'd rather keep it the texture so I can kind of feel it, Yeah, if you want, you can frame like this with wrinkles on, or even sometimes we preserve some wrinkles, it cannot, we do not need to make it perfect to show the original texture, Okay, so there's a value still today to use this kind of rubbings in the archaeological report. We have side by side a photography and a rubbing. So the rubbing usually makes more sense, to show if it's dragon or phoenix or any, special. Okay, and any questions on what we're going to do? Let me see. Yeah, you probably expect what we are going to do is another, water rubbing, because it's limited by the utilities. Facilities in the classroom there in Brooklyn. I will concentrate on the rubbing today, and you can. I will do a demo maybe towards the end of the class, and you can experiment at home. If needed, we will do another class on that in the angelfish session. The pad, the minute is modern. I use a very thin plastic instead of wax paper, so it's very dear, very sensitive, super sensitive, super thin, like some food store, very thin plastic bag. The first layer is the plastic bag, and then one layer of fine silk. No cotton inside. That's my trick. Yeah, and use different size. You can have large as this. If you do a stele, like this is a stone stele. This is the original rubbing of a stone stele in the 6 dynasties. You can see how large it is, and okay. You use a large pad, of course. So this white is like engraved. The black is the surface of the stone. Yeah, you put the paper on top of the stele, and then you pad it with a very dry ink, evenly spread. just like you use palm today. So if you can do it with your palm, you know what you will need for the pad. Anyway, so let's do it. Okay, let's do that. So do you have these leaves by any chance? I got one branch today from this flowering plum blossom tree. After bloom, they grow leaves like this. It's wume, kind of Japanese plum. But they don't really have fruits, just for the flowers. Very not fine, early spring plum blossom. And because the shape of the leaf, it's has a long snout, kind of, like heart shape, right? How many of you have leaves today in hand? If you don't, I show you how to do. Nobody has. Okay. Okay. Let's just type in 1 in the chat. You have it, or no? 2. You don't have it. I can maybe show you an alternative. What you can do without the leaf. Let me just show you. If you don't have a leaf, you can use a piece of card or just a piece of paper. Let me see. Any paper, I think. I use the mesa paper I have, and just kind of draw a shape, and then you cut it off, right? So so you'll have a piece of paper leaf, okay? And you can do the same thing, okay? The first thing is we can do a stamp. Everybody, in the childhood may have done this. Okay. Anyway, as soon as I touch the water here, I see Talashikomi in the action. So actually, you can see the floating ink on the surface of the water. That is basically the pattern, and you use a piece of paper. You can grab it. So this is a water rubbing, So you can use this very small, tiny container and have this pattern, microscope. You see this? So I didn't use any other things, just water and ink create this beautiful pattern instantly. You can use repellent. Use 1 drop of dishwash soap and 1 tablespoon of water to create the repellent. So you can alternate them to create rings, but you don't have to. You see, I got this right away, just from this little sale. I got this pattern, right? You can see. So this is the Mo水獭. It's called in Japanese. We don't have this term in Chinese. But I have to emphasize. It is invented in China in the Tang Dynasty. No surprise, right? In the Tang Dynasty, there's a book called the Youyang Zhazu, written by a Tang, writer, right? He did take notes of everything. Duan Cengshi, the author is Duan Cengshi. So when we study the material history, Youyang Zhazu is a Kaogu, is one of the good book, notebook. He noted in that book, in specific time during the Tang Dynasty, an artist developed a mochi, a pool of water, and he put ink on the surface like that, and then he used rice paper or silk to blot the pattern off, just like this. And then according to the shape, he would develop it into landscape, clouds, rivers. So that's how it was invented. And then the Japanese used this method using the two brush technique. They create rings and then become decorative paper art. We can also use it for just like the original method of as inspiration for landscape. Or today we use it for the water. If I have time, I'll do it with the tray. Okay, just hold on that. But first, we need to explore the rubbings. We call it the. So this is we call 水踏. 踏 means rubbing. So that's invented in China. It become Talashiko, not the Talashi. Sumi Nagashi. This is Sumi. Sumi Nagashi. Nagashi. That's the ink flow. Okay, but in Chinese it's water rubbing, and the dry method we just call it. We don't say it dry rubbing. We just call it rubbing. 传踏. 传 maybe means transfer or stamping. Anyway, the word is 踏. 踏 means rubbing. Okay, and so let's do just stamping, straight stamping. So when you stamp, you need to ink on the surface of the either you can use a piece of paper. Just let's say we just do it like this. If you don't have any tool, just do it like this. Okay, you make a shape looks like a leaf. You can have a. You don't have to do it symmetrical, like a heart shape. You just do it like this. Okay, maybe yeah. So this is similar, right? You can do it. You can make the. I don't have the tail, but you can. If you are very skillful, you have skillful hand, you can do that. But I just cut off a little tail, so even better. I can show you how I do with the leaf. So you have this, right? Everybody should have a piece of this. Now we're going to load a small. I use a stiff brush, pure ink, and which side you want to choose. It depends the shape. So if I just want to keep it this way, I have to flip this and do it on this side. If you want to use this side, yeah, the fish will be this way. So this handle will be the head, and this is the tail. Okay, so depending if you like this vein, you do it on this side. Either side will work. Okay, so let's say I use this side. I wanted to fish facing left. So what I do is I turn it over, and you can, if you want to avoid staining the paper, you can use a separate piece. I just do it right here. No, yeah, just you can hold it in hand. Just do it carefully, like this. And the back, make sure it's complete. You can even get the edge. You can get some of the edge. For the butterfly fish, I don't ink the whole thing. I don't ink the whole thing. I just actually, I think I made a mistake. Anyway, this is the back. The bottom is the back. The bottom is the back. This is the snout. Okay. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky. You know, when I design a seal, I have to do the mirror image on the stone. It's okay to have a little stain, and even, you know, on the paper, because you're going to cover it. So just sometimes give you surprise. Do I need to save the eye? No, you can use white to recover the. So at this point, I do 4 stripes on the body, and actually the snout could be light, but I don't. Yeah, it could be dark or light. Anyway, just make a pattern, and then before it gets dry, turn it over and then stamp it. You see, I got a nice. Why is swim this way too? It could be a tail, but it could be like I said, you can use either side. And if you because the first one, it's kind of like just an experiment. I don't intend to do a whole piece. So you can make the tail. You just use this dry brush, mimic the dry brush texture, and you can make some fins and the back fin, the anal fin, and this is the dorsal fin, right? And you can just dot the eye with solid ink, and then later we can add highlight if needed. If you don't have this snout, you can draw it. I draw mine in the. Close my window. Okay, here are 2 complete images. I showed you this video in the email yesterday. You can see this is how I started, right? You can see that. This leaf I used do not have the long snout. It's a different tree, the lemon tree, I think. Doesn't have, so I added it. And you can see on this large leaf very clearly. So this extension, you can simply outline. Okay. So that's the first fish. You can use the same leaf to create a pattern. We talked about the gathering 3 and the group or cluster 5. Right, you can do that. Let me just show you a different print this time. What if I just ink this back side? It's kind of hard. It's waxy. I didn't realize this side is more like a beading. Maybe I need more ink. So that's a problem-solving process. If the ink is not enough, like a very, I think on the dorsal side, on the back side, it tends to bead. Okay, so more ink, see if that works. Okay, let's just do experiment, see what comes out. So you have to point the handle to the front. If you want to keep the fish in the same direction, why you don't want to make it the opposite? Because it doesn't feel comfortable, and the reason is that if you do that, it feels like a couple turning away from each other. You know, like if I do it like this, right? So we have a explanation of why you don't feel comfortable morally. Usually that's maybe also, you know, true in life. So if you find two fish like this, turning it may against the physics, because fish like to swim against the water flow or something. Well, in the tank you may see you know, they move in all directions. It's okay, but it just that, you know, it doesn't make a good painting, generally speaking, if you have fish turning all directions. Okay, so what you want to do later is to develop a major I keep looking at the water surface there and to see if there's a pattern come out. But you can, you know, just if you just touch the surface of the water, you don't want to deep, then you will notice this Taichikomi pattern from today on, you know, any time. So you just use your use a larger container for dishwash, for brush wash, and then maybe, you know, do the rubbing at any time you see. Okay, so I added the details in this case. So all I did is the texture. Some leaf, like I used yesterday, it works on both sides, but maybe most leaf only work on one side, and you need to stay with that, I think. So let's just do this. Another thing is, if we do it the traditional way, like you put underneath this, we use a special solution with a tiny bit of thickness, or you can just use water actually to kind of to press the paper in and the object together like that. Then after it turns dull, like a peach skin, you can start to rub it. So let's just experiment. I got some ink left over on the leaf, so you start to see that, right? So you can do it from the other side and maybe enhance it from the front. So you just like the relief rubbing we saw, it's done this way. Yeah, it's not like stamping, but more like this. Suppose it's a clean one, you can. So you can see if you add a drop of glue in the water, it will stay there. But it still can separate it. You know. So when I do the rubbings, I always start with the water. And even today, when you transfer your design on the stone, I use water and transfer the ink onto the stone. But that's opposite. It's all similar physics. I think you can just according to your need, you can put ink on the object to make a stamp, or put paper ink on the paper, make stamp on the stone. It's also possible, right? Okay.
Henry, can we ask some questions?
Yes.
For the third leaf, is this the leaf that has a little bit of ink left over from previous?
Yeah, that's the same leaf I was using. It's not under the paper. This one, and this one is same. I used only one leaf. Yes.
Right. And then you use clear water.
A clear water, yeah, because this is the leftover. I supposed to do a clean one. You can. Well, let me experiment with this. So let's just start from. I will do this. Let me exactly show you. I thought about this because we can use a piece of just a computer paper, like this, and you put you can fix it. If you have glue, you can use glue. I have a smart glue called a glue dot. It's a silicone glue like this, comes off like this. Let me do it this way. But you may not have this today. You don't have to use a glue. You can just hold it. It will probably stay. Let me just put a dot there, and you have to compose the picture. Like I use 3 leaves, and then I make a ruby. Right? Well, this is a very challenge. I think it's a Chinese archaeology approach. They put a piece of paper on top of the fish or the object. Okay, so like this, you just put on this corner, because I know there's an eye kind of pattern there, and I wish it may show. Okay, so I just use 1 dot like that, and then you use let's just give up this idea. So you know how this works, right? Okay, so if you use a clean, okay, you put the leaf on the bottom, and this on top, and just hold it like that, right? You can rub it with a pencil to get that, but in like stencil, right? You can just rub it. Basically, yeah, you can. I don't have a pad today, so what I can do? I should have. Let's see. Maybe I just rub my hand with tissue. That will work, I think. Okay, let's see. The most important part is this. You damp the whole thing, and press with a paper towel like this. Okay. Just dry it. Yeah. It doesn't stay, but doesn't matter. If I have a pad that has if I use my hand and use just gravity or pressing. So let me just stand this piece of suppose I have a pad here. Let me see. This one has. Okay, use okay. Here we go. Normally we use a flat surface. We got a film of ink like this. Never dip the pad in the pool like this. You will see people holding one big pad with a handle on that. So I can hold this like that, and then I use the I just make a ball shape like this. You can just use a piece of paper, try to make it into a little half dome shape like this, and then you put it has texture, so it's actually itself it becomes a stem. So if you use a no texture silk like that, the tissue is too absorbent. The reason we use silk is because silk does not let me see if I got anything here. Does not absorb too much. So one layer of that makes the idea is very little ink. So just like this. So I made a paper towel inside and just the tissue, because the tissue has less texture. And just like that, very dry, dark ink. But this is very important. You have the same idea I use in my painting. When you load the brush, you want to make a film. This is inspired by this rubbing technique, so you don't get a swirling pig, we call it, like an ink pig. it's blob. It doesn't turn into, because this is very thirsty, and at the moment you can feel if it's still cool. You wait a little while. You can wait it completely dry. When I do this jade stuff, it's completely dry because it will not leave because I have stickiness. But now I don't have, so I just do it like this. It works. See, it works. I don't mind if I got a little bit texture on the ground, but I can use a very tiny area to do the pointy snot like that. And you see, if I'm painting it. Virtually, I'm using this brush, use a natural brush, and the pad to do this fish or the leaf. But this is too real. I don't like that. It will read like a leaf, right? All I need is a shape, not the texture in my class of fish. So I just use this method to override the veins on the leaf. So this is how you do the archaeological rubbing of whatever object you own. You can try. You can get the texture, the relief carving this way. It could be a stone, ink stone, or seal stone, or anything. So you get the rubbing like this. This is called the 禅意 or the Chikada wing method. You see this? Because the paper is kind of wet, it's very nice, right? Okay. So, but if you want to do it the Japanese way, the Japanese gyotatsu. Let me write this down. Have you heard of this? The Japanese fish rubbing? 鱼踏. Because in Chinese is 鱼踏. Gyotatsu. Gyotatsu, you can search this on Google, you'll find zillions of size, and you can get woodfish models for doing that. Well, you can buy any good fish. If you do it my way, the ink never touch the fish. You can still eat it. I'm curious if the Japanese eat the fish after they apply the acrylic or other paints directly on the fish. I highly doubt, right? It will be technique, but that's the way doing it. But I know this site won't work. So this dorsal side for some reason doesn't work today. But it worked on my rolls yesterday. So let me turn it over. See, okay, I have to get rid of this. I have to get rid of this. Let's do it with this first leaf. Okay, that's if you make a composition, you can let me just do this just with one leaf. For example, you only have a good leaf like that. So I would maybe use you can use this erasable pen or pencil to mark it. Maybe so mark the position so you can come back when you do the ink. The ink. Actually, I confused myself the opposite way. Actually, you should do it this way, right? Because you're going to flip it. Anyway, so but you can also do it the Japanese gyotatsu way. It's the ink applied to the fish body or the leaf itself. So let's just do this. So this is not the Shuan paper, okay? I'm not using Shuan paper to create this model for the rubbing. I just create a template so I can make multiple rubbings, hopefully, with one template. Okay, if I just fix that there, and then I just do a smaller one. This is just a mother, and let's do a small. Okay, let's see this one. If you have two fish like this, one large, one small, it's good to do it like they facing each other. It's like children, mother taking care of her children, not like the couple turning away from each other. Okay, so because they're equal sized, the relationship is different. If you do this one, I would put face to face, right? It's perfect. So let me do a little composition. Okay, just to put this dot on. This is a glue dot. I use it everywhere. It can be removed, but maybe hard on the rice paper. On regular paper, it's fine. It's removable. Okay, so let's just do this way. It can be a little closer. Okay. Well, you can make sure it's perfect on yours. So now it's my template. This is my template, and I just draw this pattern on the fish, and I make sure that the back side is more solid, more ink, and the tail I can make it a little missing. So or you can just use that as the tail bridge, right? We did the fish with that. So just see what every time could be different. It's just experiment. And the small one also have the pattern. I don't know. It could be this side of the head. This side of the still not sure. So. Well, we can add the stripes if they don't come out. Okay, let me get a piece of rice paper. Where's my rice paper? Right here. Remove my archaeology items away. So this is too large. So maybe just leave it half. You can make cards with small leaves. Maybe you do a large painting, you find a larger leaf. I have like a mulberry tree leaf, really big. Right? So the smooth side facing this is the front. So it will be, this is the back. Okay, you can use the pad, not on the side, but if you pad it, it will become the front. I use my palm, the flat. I think it has to be quick because no, I got it. See, this is a this is a good example. So I just come back with this ink. You got the eye there, yeah, perfect. And then I just draw a little bit suggestion at the bottom there. And here's the side, the dorsal. There's a little fin there on the just behind the eye from here. And then there's long. Some butterfly fish has this long, like a angel fish, long thing on the dorsal, on the back. See, I use, instead of use outline, I use this thing to define the top and the bottom. Yeah, you can draw a little pattern also on the tail, but make sure this brush is kind of dry to match the texture on the body, and just draw. On my handout, you can find a page where with these patterns, right? With the stripes, and that's just follow the pattern on the handout. Okay. Not symmetrical. It's a little bit flat on this. The mouth of the fish is tiny. They don't open like the hummingbird, different. Okay, not like bird. It's very tiny. I cannot even do that. Okay. If you want to turn this handle into a fish head, you can do that. I can do that. I think you can also make, define the fish, make this the tail. I think it's fun to maybe just follow this tendency here. It's like a swimming up. So I'll do it just with minimal interference. Just try to keep the ambiguity, the interpretation open. Okay. So to just honor the original shape as much as possible, not to change too much. Okay, so let me zoom in. Okay. I leave a lot of room in the middle part. You can make the front a little bit more defined if needed. I saved that white for the eye. It's a side view. Side view. Okay. Don't paint too much, Henry. Okay, it's a rubbing. Huh? Yeah, I understand you don't have the wet rubbing tools. Many of you may not have. Let me check if there's some one, two. Yeah, some. Okay. So most people may already have, but we'll do that later. So what I try to do now is to protect the white in the fish. You can use transparent ink or alum. You don't have that, understand? You can use some Dr. Martin's white or any gouache, any white, any watercolor white, titanium white, gouache. Okay. And you can dilute it. You can dilute it into a yogurt kind of. So not too thin. You need some opacity. It's maybe varied. You see, I painted on not to turn it over. Why? Because can you imagine if I do it on the front, nothing will be seen, right? dry brush, leave some, white. It's like a rubbing with dry brush, also with in white. You can have some flying paper, like skipping some. Don't have to be even. Okay, this is the front. It's too white, I know. Then you just color the whole thing without worry about leaving any white. Okay, and if I use transparent white on the small one, you can use the same white on the back for the small one, and I can use transparent white ink directly on the fish without turning it backwards. Oh, actually, I want to keep the pure, the white pure, so you soak the brush so you can have the good shape. And I just stick in the wall in this bottle to make sure the brush is clean, right? So I got pure solution. Oh, I got some white in the palette as well. It's a mixture now. Anyway, so I got a this is too wet, just like your paint, it's going to smear. So I take some away. Like that. So I have control on the stroke. I cannot see on the back. I cannot see what I'm doing. So I turn just on the. I just put it's still wet. That's good. It creates some blur, gray. Just like that. It's okay. You don't have to fill in all the eye should not bleed. I hope. Okay. And you have to wait this to dry, both of them. And let me just put it on side, and then we'll do some more. Maybe we'll wash the background differently. And let's see. We have another leaf here. I do like the shape of this, but the ink will not stay applicable on this back side. What do I do? Well, I just use it as a stencil. You can simply draw this fish like here, like stenciling. Let me see what do I do. You just paint the tail first. Okay, I do the dorsal like this. You paint across the fish, and okay, and then the tail. You have to be creative. I wish maybe I can cut a piece of paper as the tail shape. Okay, so then I can skip some white to do the tail like that. So just a piece of masking. Yeah, you can use it as a masking template. Yeah, just get a dotted line, and then just draw this fish. Okay, I got the eye there. Okay, so this is a fish, right? This is a fish. This is my fish. Yeah. And then you come in, try to match what you got there. Paint around the eye, just to leave the eye white a little bit. The line quality in rubbing is what we try to mimic in painting here. Try. Got a piece of paper flying. Leave large areas of in life they may have more stripes. We don't need that much, just enough. Just suggestively paint like a 50% or 35% maybe. Okay, and then we try to get children. You can find a baby leaf. Okay, I got one here. Okay, and I just stamped this like that, and just do a quick contour, and then we'll find out what we can do. I just paint over it, and it's looking like making an upside down move.
You could also use these leaves for birds.
Pardon me?
You could also use the leaf as a template for birds.
For birds? Oh yeah, definitely. Any shape. Okay, that's a very good comment. In the show in San Diego during the end of the pandemic, I think they have a show called Henry Moore, the modern sculpturalist, and the American woman artist, George O'Keeffe. Do you know what's common in them? Why they put together? Chris, is that Chris? Who was the? Because let me give you the answer. Because both of them use organic shapes from nature. Henry Moore will use a piece of like a jawbone to start as a basic shape for his figurative sculpture, and Georgia O'Keeffe, right? She will find some bone or some stone or some in nature to design her flowers, or enlarge a very close-up view of a flower in a very close-up view. Those effort is those artists is to use the natural shapes, and sometimes it transforms the shape into something else. Like you mentioned, the leaf could be used to do the birds, as well as fish or any other cars or whatever, to make it organic. Yeah. And I try to paint like a dry brush with only dark, but using different dryness to create the texture and the shapes, in the like that. I have an idea now. I don't know if this is practical. What I try to do is to, if I could, use my glue dot to fix this temporarily on the. Or you can just put it, there, and then you paint over it, so it will serve as a mask, right? As a mask, right? So you just leave it there, so you don't need to apply anything. If you just meditate for a minute, then give up all the thoughts, let your brain open, and you have many flash of inspirations. This morning I have a dozen. I jot down, but now I had even more ideas coming up. If I can fix it with a tape, maybe removable tape, or something. Then you can just hold it and then stand in the water too, if you can protect that. But I think it's easier just to do it like a masking tape on top of this. So we already have this two resistant masking, and what we want to do this is just a physical masking. Okay, so or you can just avoid it. Now let's do the water. Ready? So for this this one we have painted the back with white, and transparent ink is still wet. Let's wait one more minute just to be safe. We have another half piece here somewhere. Let's do another version. So I think I cut it off somewhere. This is masa paper. Masa paper is semi-size. I think it's easier to use absorbent paper for rubbing, not semi-size. We can also use this to experiment, to test. Can't believe how messy. Okay, I see. Let's see if we want to. I was talking about the movement of the three fish. I haven't talked. Okay, let me. Before the class, I received some images. If that lady, I think it's Sherry, right? Showed me this artist. I have owned this book for decades. I think, yeah, at least two decades. In Seattle, I heard about this book. His first book, he had a series of books on Chinese techniques in watercolor. It was an inspiration for this class. However, I do not really like his watercolor approach, but I think some of that I borrowed a lot ideas. He also learned from the grand masters of the ancient times. I didn't know that he used this same reference we did in the first class. Remember this one, the minnow fish? So he has good background as mine, in Chinese classical Chinese painting, and he does mostly the Gongbi style and also the watercolors. And we'll do this butterfly fish. Okay, he's talking about the structure of the composition. So you can see the fish eye alignment here as a curve, but he used dark against light, light against dark. It's very easy to do with resist. He used gum, the liquid masking liquid, masking gum, right? So this angelfish, this is one I was looking for. See, this one has this band, like it's as if the currents, of the water, and it can go up. I think I'll do something like this, just to show you. This one is also good. See just one butterfly fish against the dark shadow or another fish, whatever. But you don't.
Excuse me, Henry.
Yeah.
What could you give us the author's name of the book?
Lian Chuan Zhen. he has more than 4 books, I think.
Sorry to interrupt you. Oh,
How many people know this author? Just give me one.
Yes,
I have the book, Henry.
Oh yeah, you.
he
I
came
also
to San Diego
love some of
to
it.
teach
How many
at,
people have
Sunshine.
attended his class or watched his video?
I took his class. It was expensive from the Watercolor Society, and he autographed my book, which has a picture.
Yeah, you can
So
share that in the
used
chat.
watercolors to autograph my book.
Yeah,
he a rooster.
Yeah, he used a method. We'll explore. His method is very fun to blow with a straw or just a mouth. Right?
That's what he did.
He uses the straw a lot, yeah.
Yeah, a straw. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Definitely. Okay, let's do that. Let's just do the straw. Okay. So he will use he will do the painting with masking and then just pouring ink on this, right? You can do that, but can you imagine if I do that on dry or wet? And why? To give me your reason. You can unmute yourself to give me an answer. Your idea. I want to see how you are familiar with your materials and approach different to the Chen. But we want to do the same thing if we blow it. Can we blow it on the dry paper? It's against the physics because the dry paper takes all the moisture. You cannot move, right? What about we wet it? So I'm not going to use any water. You can use transparency or just felt, okay? But I want to show you the same effect. It's marbling maybe. So this is completely dry, right? And I just use a clean brush. You can spray it. It's faster, I think. If you have a water sprayer, just spray it. Oops, opposite side. Okay. If it's shining, it won't take any water. That's what we want, right? We want it to pretty full, but to still have some room, I think. Let me see. So let me. I have learned that our brain is very advanced, so we can imagine the scenario of hunting better than other animals, so we can do better job. So you don't have to risk your life to learn from mistakes or risk your painting. Just imagine what, based on your knowledge, what's going to happen, this, if that, if this. So what I see is this surface is not even. So it got like a wobbling surface. So that will leave a mark on my result. So that's no good. Let me take it off. I give up that idea. So let's say if we can move it now, just on this felt. The felt actually is, especially the wall felt does not absorb. It actually holds the moisture. The natural wall felt is best. That's why. So let me just make sure it's kind of even. So without bubbles, bubbles. Let me see. I kind of just wet it, and I'm controlling the surface texture what I want. For this blowing, I think we need.
Henry, excuse us.
Yeah.
You wet the paper with regular water or soap water?
Just water. Oh,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, I got some stains on the felt. It may, that's the problem. You will find. Well, anyway, this is ink painting, so a little bit dot, just a little like insects they're chasing. That's fine. So I'm going to. I don't have the liquid ink. Instead of using them, what about just masking? Not masking, marbling ink. So I'm using this Kalashikomi dripping bottle to apply that technique. So without using the tray, let's say just use Chuanzhen's idea. His last name is Liang, Mr. Liang's idea. So he would do 3 primaries. So the blue and reds. I don't know if we need any reds. It should be yellow. Yellow fish. Oh, we need some black. I like black. Black is kind of dark. Let me see. It's just everything mixed together will become black, right? We just do some green, maybe. This. We create some chaos first. Okay. Let's just do some reds. Oh, orange color. And some white. I don't need white. Maybe we need. Let's do some. Some black, green, reds. It's in the sea, some more blues. Okay, you can dilute your watercolor pens just to wash. I don't think I don't have any pool here because the paper takes it out. Just let me see if I can just blow it. A straw may help. Well, I think even straw won't really. I don't have enough. That's the problem. So we just use when the according to physics, water goes with the color with water. The color doesn't move because there's not enough. There's not enough. So we just add water.
Can you use a dry squirt bottle or a spray bottle?
Dry.
One of those little bottles that has a squirt end on it.
What's that for? Oh, like yeah.
Is that watercolor paint in your squeeze box?
Guys, see.
No, Christopher's talking about the pharmacy sells little empty bottles that squirt.
Okay, I think I used the wrong pens. Lesson learned. This is it's not the it's I don't know what's this. It's a wrong package. This is a marble lay.
For silk painting.
Yeah, this piece is a pie. Just flip away like blow it away like this. But yeah, we got some left over. So this is a wrong ink. I just realized that. So don't buy this ink. It's for Turkish style marbling, not the Japanese one. So now I have the right one. I hope this one may be more flowing, more. It's not like a little skin. Okay, now I have it, I think. Yeah, this is more water-based. The one I used is wrong package. I bought it wrong. I didn't understand the difference, actually. Okay, let's see. But I cannot blow on this paper. Well,
Are you putting the camera a little lower? We're going to see the bottom. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I think this paper won't work with his method. He used watercolor paper. It's a sized paper. And what we can do is to use sized paper to prepare the background and then just blot it. You know, that's the only way to do it, I think. This is oh, it moves. It moves with water. But it will be messy, right? But you can see I basically I can wash it away because I have protected the white. You got the idea. This is the result is not as important as the experience. If you learn from any mistakes or scenarios, you know, and then apply that to the next one, you'll become a master. You'll master the technique. So we in Chinese we say the failure is the mother of success, right? Okay, so we just take a piece of watercolor paper to do the blowing background. We just use a cheap one. This is a watercolor paper, okay? It could be just any watercolor paper you might have, or drawing paper, okay? But because we're going to, let me see if I can just put on top of this. We're going to use it as a paper block to make a print, right? We make a print. So what we do first, wet it. If you don't wet it, the ink will be fixed on this block. It will not serve as the jumping ground. It will become permanent, right? Or semi-permanent. Watercolor is not forgiving because you cannot change it. That means you cannot lift it completely. But if it's still wet, shiny wet, you create a pool of water, you know, just like the water tray we're talking about. And then we can, not this time, I make sure I use the right ink, okay? Some yellow, some red, some blue. Whoa, nice.
On Zoom, it looks like the same paint you used before that you didn't like.
Oh, so we don't like this ink. We probably use the regular watercolor. No, I think it will work. It will work. I don't need to blow. It's already have this feathery effect. Very nice. Okay, let me just do this. Okay. I'm thinking the opposite. The opposite is this. So if I hold the, you know, you can just you can use the plain sheets of paper, just to do this, and do this, okay.
Henry, paper on top, what is that plain single strand or is
plain single strand. The Confucius, this is the strand paper I use.
and the paper on the bottom is watercolor paper?
Yes, right. Watercolor paper. It's the cheap watercolor paper I bought from Amazon. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is watercolor paper. Okay, and this is the leaf. I use this block as a mask. Okay, you got a fish. You got a fish, right? In the ocean, eating.
Cool.
So cool, right? Okay. All you need is adding the stripes. The eye. Okay, let me get some ink. So we don't need to spray. I mean to blow. Right? Just to. So this is the official process. Okay. You put a watercolor. Wet the watercolor pens and put random ink on it and protect. Put the leaf as where you want to place the fish. Ideally on the dark part, so it will show. If you place the leaf here, you won't show, right? You put it right in the center of the darks. Okay, so now I'm going to do this little eye. You can use light. Just try to match the. Let me just do the stripes to make it really striking. Oh, you want to make sure it's dry when you do this at home. You could smear, but I don't mind if it smear a little bit to blend in with the nature. And try to keep the good things in the front of the fish, maybe a hanging plant in the water, to create the depths overlapping. Perfect. That's good. And just to.
Your water bubbles created plants, vertical plants.
Yeah. This it's all random. Like no control. Just you cannot count on it, but when it happens, just keep an open mind. Like I said, if you want to, you can have a plan A to start with, but make sure you're open to plan B, plan C. Okay, and you may have better results than you planned. But you do have a plan to start with, right? And you can use white, but I think for this you can do a leaf print, a dry print later. So let me just finish painting a little bit. 4 stripes. This one kind of. Very dry. Balance some dry. Like the rubbing idea, the same dark ink, just dry. You can create the Chicata wing effect. Okay. Little mouse. That's it. Just the mouse in between is fine. Just leave it. Leave a lot of space in between. Okay, you can still color it after paint after the ink dries, but you want to have some blend in with the environment. Leave some highlight there, separate shapes. Okay, here we have this long snot baby fish. Okay, you want to draw this back thing. Let me see if I get some white. It will be. I did some here. You can see. You can create something like that. So a little more white. Okay, I need a little white for the eye, maybe. Oh, it should be here. Anyway, so I'm going to just painting the black. See what the white can be added later. Dry brush. 1, 2. Just show the strokes, not just rubbing. You know, I want to show my painting, my signature on it. So you do not want to mimic nature. You kind of you are nature. This is a quote from Jackson Pollock. I am nature, he said. So you show your confidence. We are nature also. So our marks is nature. If you're confident, not mimicking, just do it. Okay. All right. I can dry it with a hair dryer, but I'm not sure if the pattern may be affected. So we'll just use a dry brush with a regular watercolor to color the fish a little bit. Here. Okay, I got kind of color warm yellow for this fish. Yellow fish. I got some reds, maybe. Just do that. If you do it quickly, decisively, just like that, it will not bleed. I hope. Oops, I got some stands. I cut it off. Yeah, that's too early. A little bit too early. It bleed, but you can blot to control. You can control that. Yeah, that's no good timing. Okay, my eye is blurred. This is learning opportunity for you to fix that. I just use little white to add the highlight. If not enough, you can draw a little circle. on top. Not complete circle, maybe. I think no highlights. Maybe just a circle should be enough. Anyway, you can always go back to ink it. Let's just wait. I think it looks like it will look. You can color it with blue or yellow or something. In the beginning, you want to cover the ink with dark, so that's okay. I made a big eye. You want just to fix that blob. Actually, as long as you have wet, dry, dark and light, it's good. It's good. So I will keep that, and you can use some cool yellow on this one, maybe just like a stamping a little bit. You don't need to paint completely, just I don't know which one is the eye, but just keep ambiguity open, you know, so people will figure out in their mind what it is. I'll just exhaust the brush. Okay, that's I have a idea for the title. It's very philosophical. I want to share with you. This shape actually very resembling the Bodhi tree, where the Shakyamuni, the founder of the Buddhism, become enlightened. The enlightenment tree is Bodhi tree, and the leaves symbolize all the virtue of Buddhism, the enlightenment, compassion, that. So in the classical saying, we say one Bodhi leaf is one leaf is Bodhi, and here I have multiple leaves. Each one is a unique experience, maybe imperfect, but together they are the process of awakening or enlightening. So 叶叶菩提 means 叶叶 means leaves. Every leaf. Yeah, 叶叶菩提. Okay. So just write this 叶. You can write in print, and then I write the cursive style. 叶叶菩提 Bodhi. Oops, I inked. Let me try it. Sorry. It's good to have a little dent to blend in with am I right? I think one dot, one dash. I think I got it. Bodhi. It's a phonetic translation of the Sanskrit. I think that means awakening or enlightenment. 叶叶菩提 Okay. I'll put the year on top here. I think it's wet. I got moisture on the pad, I think. That's why. And see, the moisture keeps coming out. But that's nice. It's still evolving. Got it. Yeah, it's still got. Well, that's good. It combines, you know, the writing with the. Let me just take this away. Now, I don't need to. I could change the size maybe. So we'll not get more surprise. It's kind of nice. If I see a water stand that's like a bubble, you know, you can just confirm that with some color maybe. Okay, maybe we got to. Actually, now I wish I have some left over here. You feel it? Here. Okay. Come on. So a lot of leftover pens on the palette can serve this purpose in the process. So I'm gonna just add wet sand. Done.
Harry, can you just put this a little bit up, please? Thank you.
Okay. The stand. It got water under it. Bleed. My stand is water based. Normally I use the ink, the oil based. This is just for the wood stand ink. Wood stamp ink. Yeah. Okay. This eye, is that okay to leave as is? I think so. Huh? It could be here, it could be there. You know, it's there. that's all. So you don't need to define details. Remember, one is enough, not two. One in, one positive, one negative, one large, one small, one dry, one wet. So that's the rule of the art, and you know, derived from the Tao, or the universal law. Blotting has created this kind of dotted, you know, like a texture, grainy texture, which might be missing. You know, it's kind of hard. He might use some splatters, I think, like a salt or something, to create this kind of effect. So different material. We can also use salt if you like, to add this kind of texture. But more important is the contrast between yin and yang, and incomplete painting with a lot of open space or voids, unpainted canvas for imagination. But yeah, you could have more like a you know, blurry. But this is more like a what I got is more like vignette. Oops. Vignette. We don't. In this case, we don't touch the corners. We don't need to touch the corners. So you can make it a round shape, a fan shape, That's kind of idea. Yeah, this kind of break makes the image interesting. Imagine as an archaeologist, I'm always amazed by those restored pottery from the Roman or Greek ruins. If you go to Getty Villa here, or maybe Metropolitan Museum in New York, you'll see them comes with some fragments. When we restore a pot, a broken pot, we don't make the missing pieces. Instead, we put white in those space for your imagination. The plasters, right? So that's the idea of this kind of rubbing. It should be incomplete. Chen Zhen shared this same belief. Let me read this. There are a lot of unpainted areas on this painting. They contrast the balance. They contrast and balance the dark color of the fish, the empty space and dark color fish, and the white on the fish suggests not only highlights but also the shape of the fish. Leaving white for balance. One similarity between Chinese painting and the watercolor is leaving some areas of each painting white, unpainted. In watercolor, the unpainted areas can serve the purpose of balancing composition and highlighting. In addition, they are the space for viewers to interpret their ideas and imaginations. The viewers will finish the painting. He thinks a painting with the proper unpainted areas is comparable to the ruins of the Colosseum in Rome. I haven't been there. Both of them are physically incomplete, yet more attractive and beautiful beauty of this. The incompleteness piques curiosity and imagination. So you can do it with birds, like some suggested, right, with birds and with fish or any other animals. This is the first book is his best. I've also bought the other, but I think it's just less substantial than this. You may get a used book. I think it's pretty old. I got from my graduate school era. Okay, what time we have? We got 10 minutes. I have show you I haven't shown you the Talashikomi. So let me do a quick demo of the basic ideas, and you can prepare that. If we need, we can do it with angelfish class later. So basically, I got some water here. It could be any water. Some said it was only with the distilled water. I have distilled water. I did the other day before the class, but I didn't feel much difference. So I won't use that. So you don't need much. If you watch the video already, you see I waste a lot of pens because the pens sink to the bottom of the water. So to prevent that, you can use those little this kind of waxy paper that comes with the glue, or you can use any piece of paper that float. You can just put some floaters. Okay, then this will prevent. Otherwise, also I purposely use less water. See if that happens, and just save some water. And this is too close. Let me just randomly place that. The 4 is not a good idea. Let's take one off. We maybe just need 2 centers. And this is the center of the Okay, if you just use ink, for example, we need to have a plate that has a component. Let me use a clean one to start with. You need 1 tablespoon of water and 1 drop of hand soap or dishwasher soap. I use something that I've never used. This is hand soap. Okay, it has color, but it won't really matter because we dilute it. So you can see how much I use. Okay, and this is 1 drop of this dial antibacterial. Okay, and then let me just get water here. Cold water, I think. The hot water will be too much, I think. That's a big tablespoon, kind of. I just mix it. I got some in the water already. It's invisible. It's invisible. You use a clean brush. Let me clean 1 brush. Remember this brush? This has a black tip is the repellent, and I use just my ink brush I used before as the ink brush. So now I start by, let me see which side, the waxy side maybe, doesn't matter. You can, there are 2 sides. I think it doesn't work the way I was hoping. So let's just do it the traditional way. The traditional way, they don't use a floater. I read it somewhere, they said the floater will help to prevent the ink sinking. But I have shallow ink. If it sinks, I'll recycle it. So if you, let me see, I focus. Okay, I do it in the middle, so you can see. Can you see this little circle? I touch a little bit. Now I use repellent. Be patient.
Is the soap the repellent?
Yeah. Okay. The clean one. Okay, and then do another center here, maybe.
And there's nothing in the water bath, it's just clear water.
Yeah.
Correct?
The traditional one doesn't have the paste or whatever, what they call it. The other pack has 2 powders. One is the thickening the water. For the Turkish style, they have that. The pens is different. It doesn't work. Don't buy that one. Okay, don't buy that one. Just use the water base. And the Maybelline package is very inexpensive because they don't have these chemicals. They just have the color. This one is regular ink. I'm not using the colors, okay, but I could use the color comes with the repellent. Each color is a repellent, so to speak. So you don't need to use soap with this commercial ink. Okay, you understand? These are but if you use monoprint to start with, then you color it. You don't need a color. You can do it today, right after the class, or if you have it already, just do it with me. Okay. And for painting purpose, we don't need the complete square full of these patterns, right? We just need a water background. Remember, we have this piece we haven't done yet. This white paint on the back. I think, yeah. Okay. Now we're going to do this one with if you like it, you can blot it like that. But I think we need the current goes like. I just use the string on the handle, kind of to create some chi movement. Okay. You can leave a corner dry. It's easier to lift. Okay, and just to show you. Oops, a very small space to manage here. Okay, it's upside down. Let me put a piece of paper underneath. You can see it. Ooh. Just pretty safe. Okay. Oh, I think forgive me. I don't think we did the repellent. That's okay. We can use white. We can use black. This is the second one. The one we used the repellent has been stamped, or I mean has been finished. Right? Where's that? Oh, here. I found it. This guy. Yeah, this one has the repellent. This one. Move this away. This one has the repellent. It's still wet. Let me dry it. Maybe we can do another marbling. Okay. Now we can add a little bit linear structure to that. This paper doesn't work really. You just I think I missed the two colors. I got okay, one ink brush and one. I think this one too much water. Okay, good. Oops. I keep missing touching the wrong source. But anyway, some chaos could be good because we don't really want to have the kind of stationary look. So you can have uneven things like this, and this is the back. Okay, this has some room to do that. Okay, then just lift it. Okay. It's black, but you can see the fish, right? Let me put it on a pad, something I can show you. I have this, I don't know what it's called, like a form pad. This is the back, I believe, because the white, interesting. The white paint doesn't, oh, it's on the side. Okay, this is the front, then the paint is on the back, so it doesn't really block the front of but it's lightened. You know, you can see the difference between the unblocked, unpainted part. This is the white we painted on the back. So it's a mix of white and the ink, right? So it shows a little, it's like the water in the front, maybe. Anyway, it just makes a little different. And this is transparent ink. It actually also allowed the color to dye, but it shows a white, like that. So a combination of wet wash, like we poured some ink in the beginning. We tried to blow, but we didn't make it. And now I added this swirling, not texture, but lines, right? But this one is too dark and too dense, so it may not work. So it's just experience. If you want to make it into a painting, you need to subdue the marbling, not make it too competitive, right? But still, you can fix it by maybe using just the opaque white. Now on the back, because if you do it on the front, it's more it's kind of stiff. So I just do it now on the back. Let's see what happens. It's still wet, so it will soften the edges. I just painted the fish after this. Okay, now let's see. This is the back side of the painting. Normally we add it, and here's the eye. So I just do it right in the front. That's the eye, and you can color it after it dries, or just let it dry a little bit to the dull from tangerine to peach skin texture. Then you can color it with the yellow to make it stand out. I have the color here. Okay. Just quickly, let me do it right now so you can see the effect before we go. The fish. Another fish here. You can go back to color the stripes if the stripe is is missing. So that's just the painting process. And you can also color the water. Just we already got blue here. You can add yellow, blue, and red. And Chen Zhen, in his book, he insists that he only need 3 colors, 3 bottles, or 3 dishes of primary to start the whole painting. To paint the whole, all the colors are made up from these 3 primaries, right? Because I have this stains that come before I do that's nice touch. That also this corner is blue. You can add blue. This is the blue we had, so we just add some more drops of color and just paint like that. Maybe. I hate to do mention, but I keep thinking this is the Gulf of the Strait of Hormuz. But at least I hope this class give you peace and sanctuary from the troubled water there. Yeah, this is not supposed to be a painting ink. It's the marbling ink. If you put it in the water, you can see how this supposed to work. You see, this is like a one color. The water has to be still, not moving. But it tends to sink. That's why I think they suggest you do something like this. It's a half float. Maybe let me see if I can do it with a floater. Oh, so you just keep doing this. Go. Yeah, if you drop directly, it will sink to the bottom. So if you use this as a jumping ground, as a let me see, you can also just do it like that. So red looks more active in this series. Yeah. And you can just add some blue here. The blue tends to sink. It's too heavy, maybe.
Does the ink float more because it has glue in it?
This one has a compellent and glue, everything in it. You don't need to add anything, just using water to create the pattern. If you alternate two colors, the two colors won't mix, but separate each other. So that's the beauty of this. Let me see if we have we have a piece of paper here. We do maybe a sun or some landscape like that. So you just blot it like this, and you can move a little bit like that. So you get like a reflection on the bottom or something. So that's the sun and the moon or something. You don't really see if you. Let me move this. Okay, so that's the simplest pattern. Moon and sun. And we still got some other ink left from the previous project.
You might be able to use a little stick and swirl it around to get swirls. I did Sumi Nagashi a long time ago.
Oh, some glue in the ink?
No, just a little stick to move the ink around, like.
Oh, stick, like yeah, you can use a toothpick, or a string.
Yeah, like a toothpick. You could try swirling it.
Yeah. I'm more into rubbing today. So that's.
I'm sorry.
No
Anyways,
problem.
It's all beautiful. I love it.
Thank you. I like this kind of random effect. I just let it dry, and because this bubbles, whirlpool could be very nice disruption to this pattern, and I love it. It will be trees later. I can turn this into trees, and you will see a sunset, or something. You can dye. Yeah, you can dye the sky. Or see what. Let me show you a masterpiece I did yesterday. Okay. Yesterday, in my watercolor master study with Robert Sherrill, I did this piece inspired by Gustav. Maybe you can recognize the face I borrowed from the portrait he did, and this whole thing is done with the Tarashikomi. Tarashikomi is dripping. What is this? Sumi Nagashi. Sumi Nagashi. Yeah.
I watched you paint it live. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I just kind of added a little bit. You can see the garment. Everything is the line, the texture is all natural, including this big pattern there. You see? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is watercolor. And another piece I haven't shown you for this class. I tried to paint the coral in the bottom of the ocean. With this butterfly fish, they have this long snout to eat the insects in the coral mountain. So this is another with leaves. These are 3 leaves.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, you can, but it's kind of I painted over because the resist. It works, but it's smeared. You see, the resist could go out of control also, but it's kind of nice to have this kind of reflective. I mean, the backlit effect maybe.
Yeah,
So yeah, you can experiment with even a mistake like this. I cannot repeat. It's a unique piece of art. So just have fun, and you can buy $20 2 bottles, 23 I think, or $13 for a kit. So if you are interested, we can do more angel fish in the last class. I'll give you 2 weeks to get the supplies if you want. But with the classroom there in library, we can still do it without. We have more inspirations, I'm sure, to explore, and I will. Ask you to share your experience. Maybe we can develop this into a more cross-cultural, cross-time art form for all ages. It's not a very hard technique, but the judgment is very important. What to keep, what to cover, or how to arrange. The 3 and 5 principles we talked about in the tadpoles class, really important. Okay, with all this and the movement of qi. Okay, the dominant directions are moral order of animals, because the family relationship or couples, like parents and children, host and guest, all that. Is interesting. Okay, thank you for your patience and for this long class. I'm going to let you go now. By the way, if anybody want to share still, thank you for your cards. And
thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
No, okay, let's be mute.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Yona has one to share with us before we go. If you go, you want to go, you can go. Let me take. Let me see. Pinpoint. Make. Okay. Now you're on. Beautiful work. You did a very nice fish with rubbing. Right. Wow. Very nice, soft. Like a tie-dye colored water, very colorful, very nice. Without the utensils, you did it almost like the dye. Yeah, beautiful.
There's another one.
They're talking to each other is another way to compose. Wow, a school of butterfly fish and the water. Wow. Very nice. I like the formation of the fleet, the fish, and the cast shadow under the first one really make it pop. That's nice. Yeah.
This make it tough, right?
Yeah, make it pop.
Could be another fish, or could be.
No, just leave it. It could have overlapped with the fish, but it could be a cast shadow, like I said. It just some shadow like that really. Help, like we did with the koi fish on
it could be rock. Could be rock at the bottom.
Yeah, just cast shadow. It looks to me like a cast shadow. The light cast the shadow behind. It pops. You know, if you look at the front fish and that, it pops. It has like 3 feet distance in the water. You know, the shadow is far away under the fish, and the light coming from front behind me. Like that's what I feel. Yeah. So also you have a cast shadow on the upper left or your right fish. That one actually good. You can add another one even more. You know, between the 2 fish in the middle. Yeah. That will break that line, because that line is kind of very smooth. You can, if you put a shadow there, you will a little bit twisted from the third fish, just like under the third fish, so very light. It could make the rhythm even better. So that shadow is really a gift, a happy accident. Yeah, if you have to wet the paper when you do the shadow, so you keep the same blurry motion blur.
Right. What if I transform these things into lily pads?
No. Just leave it. Like we said, we need to have space for breathing. I think it's wonderful to feel the sky above. You have this kind of like a moment. The light just like a tunnel or something. You almost like you're seeing a reflection sun or something in the water. Yeah, just keep it. Yeah, everything looks perfect. I think I like the empty space. Just add another shadow brick that continue the line. The line would be even better. So the 2 shadows connect. With the half shadow behind the third fish. That's what I say.
Thank you. We have Edith.
Okay. Wow, nice print. The fins could be more solid. Some of the shorter ones is good. Not everywhere, just to concentrate on the lower half of the body maybe, and then just there are 2 kind of fish. This is more like some of the angelfish has a very long fins, but the butterfly fish is relatively clean. Yeah, just keep the edge kind of aligned to avoid that ruggedness. Otherwise, it would be good. Yeah.
There's another one. This is Leslie. This is Leslie. Oh, paper. When we were blow drying these paper, the paper got broken.
Oh, no problem. When you mount it, you can. Yeah, it will be fixed. I like the abstraction of the fish. Really like Picasso. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, I just love it. The composition is good with the various shapes and the random color, and with the left, black, white left in the fish. It's wonderful. I like those. Almost like children painting. Very naivism kind of art. You can put a little eyes on some of the fish, so they are more alive. Maybe just dot the eyes. Very tiny one, maybe near the forehead or somewhere. Some of the fish. Just 1 or 2 with the eye, maybe. I don't see any eyes there. Oh, I see one on the pink fish, maybe. Okay. Anyway, it's good already, but yeah, if you want to, you can identify a little more detail on the face.
That's all from the classroom. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We're going to end now.
Recording stopped.